That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, that's crazy. That's
That wasn't no skits.
oh, no, that wasn't no skit.
That wasn't no skit.
Jesus.
All right. Welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. I am the CEO and founder, Spicy Gray. Thank y'all for bearing with us. We had a few technical difficulties. We got it resolved, so hopefully it won't happen again. Thank y'all so much for bearing that with us. As a reminder, just remember that we have the Unspoken Heart Donation event going on for Christmas with the Battered Women and Children's Shelter. We're asking for donations for the baby wipes, diapers, bottles, any brand, any price, it doesn't matter. We're just trying to reach out to help them as the number grows within the battered shelter. If you want to reach out to me, please contact me at and don't forget the Unspoken Heart 70 at AOL.com so we can make arrangements for you to get those items over for the shelter in time for Christmas. I really appreciate everyone that's tuned in and have shared the lives and has joined in with us. Just as a reminder, we do have a moderator that's within the views, so please be respectful during our lives, for if not, she will block and remove you. Thank you so much. And to go ahead and start off with the show, we're going to be discussing about women straight off going off on men in public or even in the households. Let's talk about it. And to bring in our first one, our host, Mr. Dwight. Co-host Denise. Correction, she's assistant host.
Yes. assistant host, I
Our
gotta change.
co-host Keisha. And no other than Mr. TJ Mack, motivational speaker.
Yeah. Hey.
How we doing? How we doing?
Yes, indeed.
I really enjoyed last night's
Hey, Spice.
talk. It was great. It was great on there. Y'all did a fabulous job. We thank
Thank you very
everyone
much.
that came in and supported the men on Grown Men Talking for. Hey, they on for good now. We got a high request. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations.
Mm.
We
Let me
really
give us
appreciate
one.
you.
Hey.
So to start off, as y'all seen that scene there, we know that men, not men, but women, they are very emotional. They're emotional creatures. We react out of our feelings instead of doing logical thinking. So I'm gonna go over to the host and ask him what was his perception on that video there.
Well, I'll say this. I have been in the world where I have seen that. Actually, I lived that. Yes, I have lived that. And to me, it was one of the most embarrassing, crazy. It's just crazy altogether. Now, somebody in the video said what they thought that was fake. Somebody said it wasn't fake. But fake or not, it had happened because it definitely had happened to me. And I just don't understand what would make you go off like that in public, no matter what it is. You supposed to have some kind of self-control. And this actually happened to a lot of men and a few women. And I'm just like this. I just couldn't be in a relationship with somebody like that. 'Cause there's something mentally wrong with them or whatever issues they're going through, but it's just uncalled for. But I definitely know how that feels. Not a good feeling. Not a good feeling. Mm.
Same question, dear. Oh, wait a minute, you muted.
Oh, let me. That was definitely trifling. Oh my goodness, that was definitely trifling. How I feel about women that do that. Home training was not their first thing they learned when they were growing up. Um, Respect for themselves and others is not in there either. I just think that it's just trifling, and it's embarrassing for all Black women at that.
Exactly. I agree with that as well.
Hey. First off, knock on wood. Thank the God that I have never experienced that in my personal life, because I'd be locked up. You know where we going, God. You know where we going. Thank you for protecting me and covering me at all times. You cannot embarrass me like that.
Amen.
You cannot embarrass me with that ignorance, that trifling, ratchet. Okay. Anywho, as I was gonna say, what I think, they need to line all these type of people up and give them an island somewhere a long way off Antarctica somewhere. Just get them away from here. It's time to go.
I agree.
Exactly. And I guess
Hey.
Keisha lost her reception. I don't know if y'all got Spectrum done, but Spectrum is pissing me off. So like I was mad. But like we said, the devil ain't gonna stop us. We gonna keep going.
Thank God for Comcast Business. What?
Yes.
Thank you
Thank y'all for
again.
not leaving me.
Oh no, we ain't going nowhere. No, we will break it down.
Now, Dwight, I know you said you've been in this position before. So being placed in this position as a man, how would you handle this?
I'm gonna put it like this. It's definitely not a good feeling because one thing about me, it's hardly embarrass me anyway. But with me, I'm not gonna play that game with you. You know what I'm saying? Because when I went through it, it was uncalled for. One of my friends, God rest his soul, he was there with me, and he was like, "Wow," you know. And I just kept walking because actually it was at her workplace. I went there to take care of some business that we was going through, and she worked for the matter of fact, she worked for the state. And she just cussed me from the top floor to the middle floor to the first floor to the parking lot until the time I got in the car, and that's when I burned out.
It sounds like she drug you through everywhere.
Oh shit, she drugged me. I know I would tend to be dumb and deaf and just keep moving, but I just understand what would make a woman go off like that. And sometimes it's just the smallest thing. I'm like, are you kidding me? What in the twilight zone is going on? What's wrong with you? But to me, it's just crazy. And it didn't just happen to me. It happened to a friend of mine. He went through the same thing with a woman, and she just went off on him, and it had to do something with him getting the wrong pairs of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And she just went off on him. And I'm like, what the hell? And he said, baby, I'm sorry. And you don't care if you did. You will remember my shoes. You know, most men, we have a problem remembering certain things. But damn, you don't get hostile over a size of a shoe. It's crazy. And those are the type of women I'll tell my sons, run from it. Don't look back. Just run. And I have dated a few women like that, and that's why I don't deal with them. No, can't do it. It's just crazy. I just don't get it.
Yeah, well, as we go on, we will come up with some reasons. That's why I said I wanted the women to be involved in this conversation as well.
Yes,
just like yesterday with the guys, it brings some understanding and awareness to women to wake up, to actually sit down and hear exactly where the men are coming from. And they brought out good points yesterday in order to make a woman go, okay, I see you. Now, Mr. Jones, in a situation like, because I know you said you wouldn't deal with it, but in this video, this is her actual boyfriend, they boyfriend and girlfriend. So in a situation like this, if you was placed in a situation like this, I don't know if you have before or not, but how would you handle something like this? Because as you've seen, he continued to check out or whatever. Because me personally, I would just walked out. As a man, I would just walked out the stove, because that is humiliating.
Okay, lady, like the head, here go. Let's go. First of all, hey. As I was saying though, yeah, I mean, it's only 3 ways this is going to end. And I'm praying the other 2 don't come to fiction. So let's talk about one. I'm leaving your ass. I am going to leave. Listen here. You will come home to all of your things packed up. If we don't live together, I am blocking you. I'm changing my locks just in case you done got a secret key made. Phone number. Listen, I am getting all the hell the way away from you. Listen, because you see, if you understand, there's a pattern of women that act like that. They're usually the ones that's always getting recorded in fights and arguments and cheating on their guys or their baby daddies or their husbands or whatever. These type of women have a pattern. If the first time you show me that, well, we out somewhere in public and you acting like an ignorant ass fool, because that's what you is, not ignorant. I can pronounce the word. You ignorant ass fool. I got to go. And that's my take on it. And that's one of my takes. I ain't going to talk about the others.
Now, Keisha, I know you missed out on the first part. I don't know if you was able to see the video of the Walmart incident, but the lady was going to the extreme in Walmart off on her baby's dad. What do you feel about women that actually, because, like I said before, we do react off of emotions instead of actually waiting until you get home or in addressing the matter in a civil manner. But this lady went just ballistic in Walmart. What is your feeling on stuff like that?
I think women that act like that are completely, I'll agree with Mr. Jones, ignorant. You're loud, you're obnoxious, you're showing no respect for yourself, the man, and Look like children if you have them. Keep your business to yourself. Wait till you get home. Whatever he did, it can wait. It can wait until you get home. But loud mouthing and walking the dude trying to walk off and you steady, walking behind him. To me, I don't like those type of women. I'm not even friends with them. I don't even want to associate myself with them because then people will think that I'm that disruptive, crazy woman. So no.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you also because when you get an emotion, you're not thinking about your surrounding. But then my thing about it is that seeing this and you wonder why a person, because you don't know his mental status either. That could have went a different route. He could have just
Mhm.
flipped off and he could have told her up
Mhm.
right there in the store. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden you want to call the popo and have him arrested when you actually caused the situation.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Mr. Jones, when you're in a situation like that and you standing there in Walmart and you see this going on, but then it flips a different direction. What is your reaction when you see actually that man click on her, even though he tried to get away from her? In other words, that he was trying to de-escalate the situation by just walking off.
You beg for food stamps, you're getting food. You beg for
Clarification.
food stamps, you're getting food. Listen, if you keep on barking up that tree will fall on you.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So if that tree falls on you, don't be talking about help, get the tree off me. No. You was barking, keep barking.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree because I mean you gotta look at too. You don't know what that man's been through because like we spoke on yesterday, men going through mental, emotional, trauma, being broken, and they have things bottled up. So my thing is that it's just like I explained to one person. It's just like you take a glass bottle of a soda and you keep on shaking and keep on shaking. Eventually, it's going to explode.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually, instigating a situation that could have been held off until you cool off and he calmed down.
Yeah.
One more thing I would like to add to that. I'm sorry, I don't like to butt in, but listen, you have to understand that some of us men were raised differently from the type of guys that y'all be looking for. Let's take for me, for instance. My mama said, honey, you ain't no punching bag. And women out here will hurt you if you keep giving them the chance. And so with that being said, if I'm not no punching bag and I've seen women unalive men, I'm not gonna let you get the first lick, baby. I'm sorry. You keep on walking up on me after I keep telling you to go on somewhere, leave it alone. Hey, all right, okay, poop, poop, poop. And that's what it is. So that's what I'm saying. If he would have clicked, hey, I understand, sir. Do I say hitting a woman is right or wrong? I'm not here to defend that conversation. I'm just saying I understand why you got hit. Leave that man alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree.
Hey, we can agree to disagree all day, huh?
And
Let's
I'm gonna
go.
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if the person hadn't put their hands on you, you have no business putting your hands on that person. As long as that person ain't touched you, you don't have no business putting your hands on that person. That's how you go to prison. Now, if that person put their hands on you, then you have all right to defend yourself. But
Yeah,
if they ain't
but how do I know what your mental state is? I
Yeah,
don't
but
mean to
I,
talk
I
over you,
take
but
it
how
back
do
to that.
But see, I also would say that you got to look at the way she was. It's just like being attacked. The way she was screaming and hollering at him, and he just like get away. It's still at the same. You cannot defend the fact that he hit her, but you got to look at the same circumstances as well. The environment that he's being put in. That's just like if I have to leave my home. I'm forced to be to leave for the mere fact that the type of environment that you're putting me in.
right?
So you
So
have to
that's
look at it.
yeah, and I don't know what your mental state is when you coming up on me. See, you could have a weapon on you. I don't know this.
But
Exactly.
Hey,
if
like
you were this
as
person,
they tell you, it right. So if I know you the type of woman that be hollering and running around with knives and guns and things like this, they told me when I went to boxing class, they said protect yourself at all times. That's what they told me. Protect
yeah,
yourself at all times.
You
that
gotta
might
stay
be
ready
true
because
now.
that
But if
woman
you
ain't had
ain't
no
got no
business
weapon and you
taunting that
done
man
sit up
like
there
that.
and hate her,
Yeah, and see, Keisha just brought up a good point as well. Keisha,
Yeah, she had no business taunting, and I'm not for a man hitting a woman or a woman hitting a man.
Mm-mm.
However, if he's asked her to leave him alone, to get
Mm-hmm.
away, he's trying to avoid the situation by walking off, and she keep yak 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 yak. He could have pushed her. He could have done anything. And the courts look at that video. They're gonna say that she was in the wrong. She in
Provoke the situation.
Yeah.
she provoked him, and he went off because maybe she pushed him to that limit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you
you
have to
better
look
be
at that
smart.
at all angles. You know, the way this environment that he was putting her in. You got all these people looking on.
Mm-hmm.
For one,
Yeah.
I
you're
know they
embarrassing me.
recording.
For one, it's humiliating. Then you're attacking me, attacking me. You don't know what I've been through. What if this guy suffered with PTSD? What if he
Exactly.
what is it? What if he suffer with bipolarism? Can you? How are you to defend yourself in that situation when he's trying to do the steps and trying to breathe and walk away? But here's this person still coming at you, still coming at you. How are you supposed to deal with that?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
I'm glad she
Yeah.
walked away, but she found it very funny too when she was walking away.
Right, exactly.
Ain't
Because
nothing.
you
She would
think
have got her
because
life
now that you done
snatched.
did that and embarrassed him in front of everybody,
Yeah.
now all of a sudden it's a game. And yeah, he ain't nothing but a hoe. He ain't nothing but this, that. You know how women get with their mouth when they
Yeah.
jazzy like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
You
see
know how they get with
that
their
goes
mouth.
back from yesterday. Playing on a man's, stereotyping his emotions and his reactions to things.
Mm-hmm.
That goes back to that. Oh, he's a punk because he walked away. It's just like I explained to my kids. My eldest one that passed away in 2015. He was the type of person, he would not argue with you. He gonna let you do this all day, and Kayvon gonna look back at you, and he'll tell you, "I'm not gonna argue with you," and he'll get quiet, just like his fiance had said at that time. That's what used to make me mad because he would not argue back. And when I was done, then he hang up, and she said it made me feel so bad. So I questioned her. Look at the situation. Who really won that fight?
Mm.
You have to walk away. But at the same time, she just keep at it. You don't know the mental state and emotional state this guy's going through, but you keep going at him, keep going at him. There's no justification. It's wrong to hit a person, but there's no justification because your mouth is just as deadly as the fist is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You have to learn to be a woman of few words.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
Keep
hard to
your
do.
mouth shut.
Hard
Well,
to do.
you have to
I
learn it because
always
arguing doesn't get you anywhere. I mean,
well,
what
uh,
was the point in that? Really, what was the point in all of that yelling and screaming? I would have walked off and
it's
she would have
called
Ubered
showing your
home or wherever.
was showing her ass. She didn't give a damn about how that man
And she
felt.
would have showed her ass right in that Uber
Look,
because I would have
especially if
burnt
a man
off.
that been through this shit, excuse my language, a
See,
lot of
see,
times it doesn't have to do but just trying to embarrass the man, and sometimes it's just to embarrass the man and everything. And like I said, and myself, I've been in martial arts for over 25 years. Taekwondo, kickboxing, Muay Thai boxing, all that stuff. But even though the storm I've been through, I ain't never disrespect a woman, never call her H or B. Even I got slapped, didn't pick my hand. I'm being honest with you, true story. I even jump out a second story window just to get away from a woman like that. Thank God I was in shape. I'm telling you. I had to
That
jump
was
out a
crazy
second,
because when you told me
hey,
that story, I was
hey,
like, "Man, you
I,
crazy."
I had to jump out a second-story window. That's how
And
much
that's
I
crazy.
getting on my nerves. And women, I'm gonna tell y'all this from a man point of view. You are playing with fire. Every
yeah,
man
you
is
will. Oh yeah.
every man is different. I can restrain myself. I'll run away because I know you ain't in better shape than me. Because I can run, jump. You ain't gonna catch me. But a lot of men don't have that same patience or whatever.
Discipline.
They would
Yeah.
slap the
Self-discipline.
taste out
Yep,
of your mouth.
self-discipline.
They'll slap the taste
Listen,
out of your
listen,
mouth.
and that's because a lot of us don't like that type of foolishness. We don't
Bro,
like nobody. Just like you don't want me screaming in your face and shouting
bro,
in your face and putting my hand all in your forehead and mushing
yep.
you and all of that. I don't want you to do that to me. I'm a human being just like you. What is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm. Say that.
And on that note, we're going to go to break. But do notice that there is a call in line. If you have any questions, comments, or you just want to express yourself, call in that line down there. We'll be right back.
If I'm dealing with a woman who is aggressive or combative, should I leave? Now, I truly believe that, listen, if the only issue that you have with this woman is that she's combative or she's aggressive, right? If that's really the only issue that you have, I don't think it's worth leaving. I guess the severity of the combativeness, like what does it really look like? You know, does she start to get like overly disrespectful and start yelling and screaming and, you know, everything turns into a fight? Yeah, that's that right there. Yeah, I definitely get out of that situation, in my opinion. But I believe that you can change that behavior. People are going to treat you how you allow them to treat you. The only way she can treat you with that aggression or with that combativeness is if you allow it, okay? So that tells me that you're not addressing it. It could be several things going on, but that's the first thing that tells me is that you're not addressing the fact that she's combative. I'm not talking about y'all start arguing and all kind of stuff like that, man. If the level of combativeness is to where every time you say something or when you try to give instructions or I don't know, just whatever the case is, she just always got to come back and have something to say. And, you know, it turns into an argument, it turns into a big thing or whatever, man, that's bad. And she has no respect for you. She doesn't accept your leadership. You know, she doesn't trust your leadership or whatever the case may be. You have to address the combativeness. You can't let it slide. It doesn't work like that. It's low key. It's a form of disrespect, and you cannot allow a woman to disrespect you. Disrespect only gets worse. It only increases. You have to understand that. When you let it slide, it's only going to get worse. I'm telling you. Address the combativeness. Never argue with women, man. I'm telling you right now. Don't argue with them. If she always has to have the last word, man, there's no respect there. There's no respect. Listen, you have to understand this. Now, when she comes at you, right, with whatever aggression or combativeness that she comes with, address it right then and there. Don't get into a big argument. I don't know you. I don't know how you handle situations. Hold that masculine frame and just let her know, like, listen, nah, that's not what we're going to do. Or just let her know, listen, I don't appreciate you talking to me like that. You're not going to continue talking to me like that. And then she may try to come back with something, or who you think you are, whatever. Man, listen, again, man, if a woman respects you, she's not going to treat you like that. That woman does not respect you. Can you flip it? There are things that you can do to flip it. Now, do you have the ability to flip it? That's on you. It really depends on how she looks at you. Does she look at you like you a masculine man, or does she look at you like you a nice guy, like you a pushover? That could be part of the problem. You're too much of a nice guy and you allow this type of behavior. You don't want to get into it with her, so you just allow her to always always have something to say, but you got to shut it down. You have to shut it down. She does not see you as the dominant in a relationship, and that's the problem. She's the dominant in a relationship. There cannot be two dominant people in a relationship. Either you as a man are going to be dominant, or as the woman, she's going to be dominant. Look, to each his own. But if it's a problem, she doesn't respect you. Okay, she does not respect you, and you should not accept that type of behavior. Period. Now listen, there could be two things, right? When you first got with this woman, I don't know how long y'all been together, but when you first got into this relationship, right? Was she like that? Because that was definitely a red flag that you ignored and you accepted. You accepted it. And so now at this point, the relationship is going on to the point where now you're tired of it. So you accepted it in the beginning. Everything was kind of new. You was probably getting a little action, you know what I'm saying? So you was feeling good about it. So it was like, you brushed it off to the side because you're getting what you want. You getting all that action all the time, getting that warm apple pie. So it's like, okay, it ain't no big deal. But now you've been in a relationship for a while, and now other things done happen, and now you ain't getting that apple pie like you used to and all that. So now the fact that she's combative is a problem. If you accepted it from the beginning, that's on you. If you did not address it from the beginning, that's on you. Flip it around, man. You have to address it. You're going to be in a much tighter spot right now trying to reverse the process. That's all you can do at this point. You have to slowly reverse the process. Address any and all levels of disrespect. That combativeness, that's not acceptable. In my opinion, it wouldn't be acceptable for me. And obviously, it's not acceptable for some people, since I was asked the question. If you think the relationship is worth having, you think it's worth keeping, go ahead and try to reverse it. If you can't reverse it, then of course you have to get out of that situation. But any disrespectful behavior that you allow only invites more and new disrespectful behavior. Yeah. Women, they can sense a man who's not strong. It takes strength for certain men to be able to stand up to a woman and say, hey, because I don't know your situation. See, I don't know your mindset. I don't know if you're the type of man that have an abundant mindset or a type of man that has a scarcity mindset. You might feel like, yo, you know what? This is the best woman that I ever had and I don't want to lose her. So I don't want to do anything that might offend her and make her feel some type of way. That could be a little bit of why you've been allowing, you know, this type of behavior. Again, guys, I'm not saying, man, you got to just go, I don't know, man, if y'all arguing about something, you got to go and pick up the refrigerator and throw the refrigerator at her or something like that. I ain't saying you got to go crazy or nothing like that, man. Try to get to the bottom of it. That's all you can do. Communication is key. Try to get to the bottom of it. Or if you're not the type of dude that, you know, you really communicate that well, then what you need to communicate is this. I don't tolerate disrespect. Do me a favor, man. Stop. Don't talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? If she comes back to you like some kind of way, let her know. Like, hold up. Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me. Disrespect. And let her know. If you met her, right, and in the beginning she was not combative, right? She was not like that. But over time, she became combative and aggressive and stuff like that, right? That could be on you. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all on you. What happened is she probably viewed you as being the dominant in the beginning. She respected you. You know, she held your leadership in high regard. But over time, you lost that edge back. Another thing too, though, and y'all not gonna like this one right here, man. A lot of times, man, when women are combative like that, man, it's usually something going on. Something back there is going on. People do what they do, okay? If you've noticed a change in that woman, like she wasn't like that in the beginning, she hasn't been like that for a long time, and now all of a sudden, you know, she's acting combative and stuff like that, take an overall look at your relationship. Where is your relationship at? Are y'all at a good place? How is she acting when it comes to other things in a relationship? Because a lot of times, man, that could be a sign that she got something else going on with somebody else somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? And what happens is all of that good energy, all of the good positive energy, all of that feminine energy that she has is going to somebody else, and you're getting stuck with the leftovers. She don't even want to be there with you. That's why everything is an argument or a fight, or everything is just combative. She don't even really want to be there with you.
Yes, great points. Make sure that y'all tune in next week as we will be coming back with the Grown Men Talking, and they will be discussing the matter of a woman's happiness within life's position, meaning can women truly be happy in the single world without a man? And then afterwards, next Saturday, we will come back to Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour, and we will speak on the unconditional vow, meaning that the person you married, if they changed after you get married, are you willing to stay? So make sure y'all tune in and share the lives. Now, there's one thing that I kept hearing him say that made me think about the Walmart situation as well. And I'm going to go over to Dwight and ask him this question along with the others. But when you look at her actions, they mentioned, did you know she was like this at the beginning? Do you think she could have been like this at first, or she could have changed afterwards? Because the thing is if he already knew she was like that, then this is something that was of the norm. What is your opinion?
My opinion is this, and everybody's different, because in my incident, she wasn't the woman I was involved with that was acting like that. Wasn't like that. She wasn't like that, because she was like, if I have any sense or my spidey sense started tingling, I would have been like, But as we got in a relationship, it grew like that, and just like the guy said in the video, I'm thinking, okay, maybe she'll change and everything, but shoot, she went off on a lot of people, you know, when they never just went off on a lot of people. I didn't think she would do that to me, but she guys did it to me because we was breaking up, and she was, you know, but she also did it when we was together. When she didn't get her way, she acts like that. I mean, one time we had a party and she got so offended, she threw everybody out the house. She went off and threw everybody out the house. But Some women, they can hide it well. And some men, they don't know what's going on. And then just like the man's in the video, you in there, everything is good. And all of a sudden she do the switch on you. She do the Twilight Zone on you. And you like, what the hell happened to the person I met? Why is she being this way? And some men would try to actually work it out. They would actually try to stay in the relationship, and they would actually try to work it out with the woman. But it get to the point where it's so crazy. The man just said, hey, just for me to keep my sanity, I got to get up out of here. So a woman can fool a man, but if you see the signs when you about to date this woman, yeah, it's on you. Because if she acting like that and you know about it already before you get too deep, that's on you. That's on you, bro.
I agree.
I definitely agree with Mr. Dwight, because that right there, behavior is ethical.
Go ahead.
Is it muted? Okay, so yeah, I agree with Dwight. If there's like a person gradually moved into that behavior and stuff, and you didn't, and I agree with the person in the video too, and you didn't put it in check right away, that's kind of like, it's going to be kind of your fault to let it escalate out that far, where you reach to the point of like the Walmart thing. You might want to, nip it in the bud right off the back, and if that person doesn't want to, stop, then you probably would need to recheck this whole relationship and move the hell on before it gets real bad. With that being said, yeah, I don't even know what to say. That's just scary.
Yeah, because you have to think the way she responded. Is this something of a pattern that they've been going through? Because I do know some guys to where even at the first situation, like, no, I can't do this. The way you went off, I'm not going to deal with that.
No.
So
nip it in the bud.
Yeah, they nip it in the bud. And nip it in the bud doesn't mean that you control her. It doesn't mean you treat her like a child. It's letting you know that you're not going to tolerate being handled that way. You're not going to emotionally abuse me. You're not going to verbally abuse me. You're not going to mentally abuse me. Because if you look at some words that come out of a woman's mouth sometimes cuts deeper than anything. You talk about the blows from a fist, but you got to look at that. That's just as worse. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you have to be careful how you I tell people, be careful on your approach with me. Now, me personally, yes, I suffer with PTSD. I'm borderline bipolar. So I'll tell a person, be careful with your approach. You approach me, calmly, or you can wait till I can calm down. Then we could talk. But if you come at me like that, you're going to put me in a defense mode. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful of your approach, because you never know what that person is going through or what they suffer with. Same question, Mr. Mack.
First of all, I'm gonna say I was disgusted at the video. I don't know what y'all was looking at, but I was disgusted.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think everybody was disgusted with that video, because even as a woman, I just, my thing is, I'm a very private person, and Mr. Jones, you know this. I don't like everybody in my business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a place and a time for everything, but also you got to be careful how you handle a person.
Yeah, no. What I mean, this video that just went on, I was disgusted. I'm sorry. It's like this. I'm gonna tell you how. As much as women be talking about, I ain't finna be raising nobody's son, I ain't got time for this, and whoop the bam, I'm fucking disgusted. Because as a man, you gonna tell me to look at me for her wrongs? Are you serious? So it's my
say.
Hold on now. What he actually said was, well, if she comes in and she viewed you as the dominant in the beginning, but over time as it came along, and she see it, she was the dominant, then maybe it's something you're doing wrong. Man, get your boy, boy. Boy,
But see, he
look
also
here.
said you
If
got to
somebody,
address
how
it.
come she couldn't have just been a narcissist from the beginning that was hiding that and disguising that and snaking her way into a relationship to get a man's feelings where she wanted him to, so she could show her ass how she really wanted to? How come he couldn't have went like that?
But the thing is, if you're dominant, which you are, Mr. Jones, you would have checked that woman right off the bed. She wouldn't be able to hold.
Here's the check. Bye bye. Bye bye. Here's your check.
See,
Bye
and see, that's
bye.
where he was saying, did you address it at the beginning? Because if you don't
I
address
sure
it,
did. Let me get.
here's
Here's my address. Let me get my things so I can get out your way. There's the address. Because as a woman, don't want to be disrespected in no type of way. If you going to tell me that I have to fix your ignorance because you don't know how to treat me as a person, even though I'm treating you correct as nah. You should have got it from your mama like you got everything else.
And see, that was my thing. Wait, hold up. That was my thing is that, you know, why should I have to re-raise an adult?
Exactly.
I'm not going to re-raise no adult. You know what you're doing is wrong.
Hold on. What you just said, I'm going to say, hey, I'm done with it. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And my thing is, you know, to address something, yes, I'm going to let you know right then and there, you're not going to talk to me in this manner. You're not going to call me out my name. You're not going to scream at me. And my thing is, if he addressed that from the beginning, then he wouldn't have to deal with that then. Because you should have seen from the beginning, like I said when I came back, most men would have said, no, ain't no more chances. You showed me who you are. I didn't appreciate that. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because that's all I'm talking about. If you're going to treat me ignorantly, I don't mind that. I can take that blow. Because the first time is the shame on me. There will never be a second time to have a shame on you. I'm going to get up out your goddamn way. If you don't know how to use your mouth, then don't expect me to be present to wait to figure out if you're going to figure out how to use your mouth. No problem. I'll get up. I'll get my things. Listen here. She can have a cape on that thing with sparks flying out that thing, whatever you want. Oh, you got some good apple pie and wood. Man, get your goof. Man, listen, that's why I be hating when dudes like that talk about us. Listen, it's all about humanity. Treat me like a human like you want to be treated.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
You got those women that don't see it like.
Wait a minute. Hold up, Teresa, just a minute. I want to say something. This is no disrespect to anybody, because I'm the type of person we love and we support everyone. You know, we do love DJ Mac. We do. But I need for everyone to come in and please support everybody. Everybody's making great points.
Absolutely, because everybody got great points.
This is the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. And my thing is that we love on everyone. Yes, he's a great person, but please support everyone on the panel.
Yes, indeed. Please and thank you.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I forgot what I was going to say. I don't even know where that came from.
Come on now, Teresa. You got it. Come on now.
What I was going to say was, I think I was going to say was that from the beginning, as women, we tend to pull out the knives and guns and bullets and machine guns and stuff right off that. And if you allow us to do that, we're gonna run. We're gonna run with it. So but that's when you kick them to the curb. I'm sorry, you gotta kick them to the curb.
That's my point, Teresa.
Let me interrupt real quick and say something. So this young man that was given his recipe for how he would handle that situation. I don't think he was necessarily putting, men down or anything like that. I think he's just taking the softer approach as, if you see this in the beginning, you need to say something. See, you handle your situations differently. You know, one time and they done. Well, maybe in the beginning she didn't come off like that. Maybe in the beginning he, you know, some men don't want to come out seeming like Tarzan right off the bat because they want an even playing ground. So maybe she took his kindness for his weakness. So when he was saying, you know, who did she see dominant and all that kind of stuff, men don't always have to approach a relationship and be very aggressive.
I agree with you. I agree with you absolutely.
So
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
But the only thing that I'm saying when it comes to that is, if I've been treating you humane the whole time, how dare you muster up the nerve and the courage to try to talk to me like you talking to your girlfriends?
Exactly.
Because you know how some women get around. You know how when some women they get around each other, they be like, "Hey, bitch, hey, you talking to me like that? That's how you think you finna address me?" Because the woman in Walmart, that's how she was talking to that dude.
Yeah, she was.
I'm telling you, women, we size a man up. If you real aggressive and snap back at everything, then that woman wouldn't have even come at that man like that. But
And
some men,
I'm glad she brought that up. Because that's one thing he did say. He said women are observant of a type of man you are. And that's just like I would say with men. Men are not dumb. They could tell somebody that's a good woman from a woman that is loose. They're not dumb by far. They know what type of woman is. They just sit back and watch you. That's just like a woman. She's going to sit back and say, okay, I got me a fool here. I know I can run over him. Or this other one could say, oh no, you don't, I could tell you don't mess with him. You know, so that shows you that women they do size them up.
Yeah, so that's where I think
Agreed.
that's where he was saying, you know, maybe in the beginning she took your dominance or whatever, because she had to step in and see what it was. She didn't know how you were. You know, maybe you like to love on your women. You don't like to be aggressive. So some women like, oh, he's a little wimp, he's a punk, I can get over on him on anything, not knowing that he's trying to show you love. But any man on any time, if you piss him off in the wrong way, that bear will come out. I don't care how soft he is.
Yep.
But that is true. So that's why when you into it with your man, you have to know your limits. Say your piece and be quiet, because when you turn that bear on, can't nobody get that bear off of you unless you resort to some other type of violence. So just sit down and shut up.
And see, that's what I thought about when I seen the Walmart situation. Hold up. When I seen the Walmart situation, you putting yourself in an environment where if this guy would have clicked at any moment, if he would have clicked at any moment, you don't know these people gonna help you. He could drive you to that flow, and you doing all this and won't stop and walk away from the situation and just wait and deal with it calmly. You don't know. The people videotaping, but you don't know if somebody's going to actually save you.
Videotape.
Lo and behold, guys. Let me say my piece.
Turned and bucked at her, she would have fell on the floor and started crying. He should have just turned and just bucked her. She would have fell on that floor and started screaming and hollering.
This is why I say I beg to differ at certain levels, because this is my question. Because Keisha, you brought up a very, very great point, baby. So let me come and let me talk to you like this. If it's me and you, Keisha, and I'm loving on you, and I'm trying to be generous with you, and I'm showing you support, I'm showing you loyalty, I'm being there for you, why am I a damn fool? Or why am I so?
You're not.
Maybe.
Right. But again, this to these women, oh yeah, I got him wrapped around my finger. He'll do anything I say.
Saying something. I'm just saying, because it builds up. Yes, you're doing all those things, but I'm slowly building up because you let me win a couple of arguments because you know you don't even want to feel like dealing with it. So I'm thinking I'm getting the last word in until finally it just turns into this big tornado.
And guess what comes after a tornado? A goddamn tsunami. Do you really want to deal with that tsunami?
Destruction.
You really want to bring a tornado to a tsunami?
Because I'm gonna tell you what, the one thing y'all did not even mention, a lot of dudes that go to this bull crap sometimes go through this bull crap because they have a child with this woman. And
oh my God!
The man tried to work. The man's trying to do his best to take care of his child, and this is the bull crap he got to pit up with, trying to work with the woman to take care of his child.
You know, and I used to have a friend. You know, rest in peace. He passed away in a motorcycle accident, but that's one thing that he mentioned, that he was wanting to leave his, abusive wife because she was abusive towards him, and he was a real nice person. But he kept on saying the only reason why I'm there is because of my daughter. You know, I don't want to leave my daughter or make her feel like I left. But you have to understand too, is that what example are you setting for your daughter in a situation like that? If she was to get into that within her own relationship, you're teaching her that it's okay and that she's supposed to deal with it.
In some cases, Spice, not always, because children have a good memory. And as they grow older, they realize, mama was wrong with doing my daddy like that. Well, I know that for a fact. I know that for a straight up fact. So, because kids, I'm feeling like this, children are a lot smaller than what we take them for. And as they get older, they start adding all that. They start thinking that progress, and they'll get older. They say, you know, mama was wrong for doing this to you, daddy.
Correction. I wasn't speaking like on a kid's mind because my own son told me to leave my ex-husband. Okay, so no, kids are not done by far. But what I'm saying is the mental status of some men and some women when they use as, well, I don't want because of the kids. But what about your own mental and emotional health? What about the example that you're setting for your children in this situation? Because if they go through it, what do they know? What you taught them and what you put before them.
Hey, I agree to that. But you know what, Spicy? Once again, you know, with me being through and some other guys that have been through it, those guys, along with myself, went through hell because some of these women won't leave you alone. Because you know why? They want you back in their life. I don't want nothing to do with you. Just let me take care of my child. You live your life and let me live my life. Oh no, that's not good enough. They come to your job acting the fool. They come to your house acting the fool. Well, you like, what the hell I'm supposed to do? I'm leaving you alone. You coming after me.
I'm looking at Mr. Jones. I'm looking at Mr. Jones' face, and I'm
man. I just want to piggyback off. I want to piggyback off y'all with one question, and my question leads to be: when it comes to situations like that, where women gather and talk, and y'all know y'all have the male discussion of that dog or whatever, you know, how it go, right? How is it that? And I never could figure this out. But how is it that he's a dog to you, but everybody else love him?
Okay, that's just like.
I'm glad you said that.
We go up. His relationship with other people are different from the person he's
absolutely. But like his relationship is
with the dad and the child. Only because he's like that with you as a mother doesn't mean he's gonna be like that as a father to his children.
So you hate this man because not because of that. You saying that okay, his relationship is different with other people, but his relationship is this with you. And I understand that. But what made his relationship that with you? If it's a horrible relationship, what made it that? Because men don't just, I'm talking about men. I'm not talking about boys. I'm not talking about nobody that's ill-willed. I'm talking about men. Men just don't think like, I just don't want to deal with her. No, I just can't do it. I tried and I did everything. And listen, I was with one person for 16 years. I know what I'm talking about. You just don't come to the conclusion one day like, you know what? I just rather not talk to you ever again in life. I just feel like that. No man ever comes to that conclusion. You have to push him there, and you have to say things to him to make him come to this conclusion, because a man, more so than a woman, and I don't know if you're going to disagree or agree, but a man will try and try and try and try and try.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the
Okay, because I'm gonna say this, like, we are gonna separate it, because there are men and there's men with boy mental statuses that haven't grown up yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I'm gonna say, call them out, I don't care, y'all can do what y'all want to do. But just like my dad, he's like that. He's one way with his wife at home and his children, but then he go to work and they think that he's the most family person. They don't know that he's verbally, mentally, and emotionally abusive. They don't know because he puts on his facade as if he's a good man. But see, he got a good wife at home that cooks, cleans, caters to him, and he treats her like shit. So that's why I said it's a good thing that you separate the two, because a real man that loves his woman would not mistreat her in any form, especially his children.
That's right. 100.
Because
somebody put something in the collection place. Hey, put something in the collection place for that there right there.
Hey, because that is so 100% facts right there, because I've ran across many men that tried that with me on a point, trying to dumb me down and say, I don't understand what you're saying. You need to talk some English. I am talking English. You need to catch up. And try to act one way in front of their friends, but talk stupid and behind doors.
Yeah, because see, as another situation, even though you say, that's my dad or whatever. Hi, Serenity. Hi, baby. I see you. But what I'm saying is that also in the same circumstance, my ex-fiance, and I don't care if you see this, you can say what you want, go and call me tomorrow. But when you sit up here and you think
call me now,
you think the grass is greener on the other side. You had a woman that you didn't. You say a year later that you're a good woman to me. It was me being selfish. But you sit up here and disappear on her 8 months before the wedding, thinking that the grass on the other side, because it's refried beans and tortillas, that it would be better than where you at. But then but when you sit there and you treated that one woman that had your back, treated you good, but you treated her like mess on the street. Okay? And that's because you thought that this over here will be a lot sweeter. But then you want to come back. You want to come back a year later and say it was all my fault. It wasn't you.
Spicy. Listen here. Spicy, don't you listen, Spicy. If I had a motherfucking nickel for every time that didn't happen to me, just a nickel. Listen here, we could buy BET tonight. I'm trying to tell you.
But see, my thing is also, and I'm gonna get off of his subject, is that you come back and you say you didn't even fight for. Because see, I'm the type right now, I'm gonna say I grew up. I became an actual woman. I'm not gonna holler and scream with you. I don't feel like in my heart, if I love you, why do we got to holler and scream? Why can't we sit down and actually have a conversation and listen to each other? So when he came to my door and gave me my item back, he just looked at me, and I'll never forget that look. But then you come back later and you say, I don't understand why you didn't fight for me. What did you expect? For me to jump on you, to scream and holler? No, for what? You was already gone.
Damn, Spicy. You want to tell nobody we did that?
Hey.
Today's.
I
don't know. That's why I say with the, that goes for women as well. You sit up here and you got a good man at home to where he get off of work, he's taking care of bills, he's taking care of children. You ain't got to need a one for nothing. Okay, but then you go out there and because some man got muscles and he got a gut like the one at home, or because this one here put on his facade, you think it's better. So you want to cheat the one that's good at home like shit, but then the one that's out there, he put on his facade. When you leave this one for this one, then you want to run back and think, okay, I didn't realize what I had. You should have noticed that when you was with him. Like I say, I take a man with a gut any day. You know what I'm saying? If he makes me happy, hold on.
Put me in the camera. Put me in the camera. Put me in the camera. Put me in the goddamn camera. Put me in the goddamn camera. Put me in the goddamn camera.
Now, Spicy.
Oh, Mr.
Now,
Jones.
Spicy, you had.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Thing going on.
You open that door, they coming down. Oh, they coming down. You open
Yeah,
that door.
because I stress to people, I don't usually go by looks because I go by your heart. But if you say what's my preference, yes, I love me a dark, crispy man with a good. Okay, that's just me.
Put me in the camera again. Put me in the camera again. Hold on. Put me in the goddamn camera. I'll be
Hold on. I'm talking about Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, you hear me? Did you hear me, Mr. Jones? Can you hear me? Now
say what you gotta say.
Hey, you heard what she said now, right?
Hey.
She said she like them dark. Now you all dark, am I right?
Listen here. The only difference between me and Midnight is 11:59.
Okay. Now you got what Spicy want. Look, y'all both got that radio voice. Oh, I can see it now. I mean, I'm just let me shut up.
Listen, all of this is really y'all. Listen, for anybody that listen, if you new here or you don't know, this is how we show love to each other. Don't get no stupid ideas now. Come on.
We have fun on the show, y'all. So hey, this is what
we found.
Yes, because like I said, that's one thing. You complain about that man, but you chose him.
Yeah.
You chose him. So if you choose that man, why are you complaining about the way he is now? Didn't you know that at first? He didn't just form his way overnight. But then you got to look at two women. When you continue to go at a man in a negative way and you're not uplifting him or supporting him or being there for him as a woman, eventually he is going to lose that love for you.
Yeah.
You can't sit up here and think, oh, well, what's wrong with him? Why he acting differently? Maybe you need to look in that mirror. Because the man that he is now towards you is the man that you formed to be in this manner. And we'll be back right after this.
Things women should not do in arguments with their guys.
All right, so let's
get
straight
to it. The number one thing that I suggest that women never do when it comes to arguing with their man is trying to outman their man. Now, what is that? As we know, every relationship has gender roles or should have gender roles. A man should be doing what a man is supposed to be doing in his relationship, and the woman is supposed to be doing what a woman is supposed to be doing in her relationship. Things get really difficult, tricky, complex, and just sometimes outright bad when the two gender roles cross each other. When the woman is trying to do manly things and men are trying to do womanly things. That's not supposed to happen. We have to know our roles, know our lanes in our relationships. We have to be real with each other. We have to be real with ourselves. Do your job. Do what you're supposed to do. And do what you're supposed to do for your partner, right? So in the argument, when you're trying to, let's say, out-yell your man, or trying to out-boast your man, or trying to out-ego your man, that is usually always a mistake. Because usually that man is going to try to out-ego you, or out-boast you, or out-talk you, or talk over you, because he feels like you're trying to bring intimidation to him. He feels like you're trying to out-masculine him. So now this is never going to end. The beautiful thing about women is that y'all have y'all own type of power. Probably the most powerful type of power in this world. And you know what that is? Feminine energy, queenship, discernment. Those traits from women are what balances out men. God knows what he did when he made us. He didn't make men and women alike for a reason. He made us differently, but when we come together, we create one. And this is why, for success of a relationship. So ladies, be still in who you are. Be still and steadfast in the queen you are in your relationship. The responsibilities and duties of a king and a queen totally differ, but they both bring amazing and great impact in a relationship. You do not need to be a king if you're a queen. Be consistent in your queenship, because when you are that will balance out his issues or any self-insecurities that he may have in y'all arguments. I've seen many men get shut down by women because they used their wit. They used their queenship. They knew how to talk to the man. The men was usually they're out trying to out yell them or trying to out, big them, talking over them, speaking over them. All of these loud and rash communication and actions. But women have a special power of being calm, bringing the balance to the storm, and knowing how to get her message across without having to do what he's doing. There's beauty in that power. So be confident in that, because most times that will calm him down and bring a solution to your argument. You also got to understand that a lot of men think that out-strengthening or outpowering or out-brooding something is a solution to a lot of things. That's why God created y'all women, because y'all believe the opposite, right? Y'all bring that balance. So know your power, all right? So the second thing that men hate in arguments with their lady is bringing up another man or bringing up what another man would do for them. This is never good. In fact, this can go both ways, right? But in men specifically, we hate this because we do everything we can to be your biggest supporter, to be your biggest provider, and to be your best provider, right? So if you're bringing up men, we're automatically thinking like, oh, so you've been thinking about this guy and what he can do for you this whole time I've been trying to provide for you. That is never a good look. Men place a great hold on their manhood. And one of the biggest parts of their manhood is being able to provide for you and the family, if y'all have a family. So if he even envisions that you are visioning another man taking his place in that equation, that can create a whole lot of problems. And if you're already in an argument and she does that, this will even heighten the tension and the issues in your argument. And most likely there will not be a solution on that day. So when you argue with your guy, just keep it between y'all. Just keep it specifically focused on the issue. When we start to go outside of the issue at hand and start to bring in external factors and other things that happened the other day, and that's when things can get cloudy and tricky and messy. But if man and woman can just stick to the issue at hand, things will get solved much quicker. Because let's be honest, we don't have time to be petty, man. Pettiness is so annoying, especially when you're trying to find a solution. So when you're arguing with your guy, stay away from bringing up other guys, all right? Especially you daddy's girls out there. Yep. And the last thing I want to bring up that men hate in their arguments with their women is to remember this. To not consider his silence as an admission to guilt. If you're in an argument with your guy and he's quiet, it does not mean he is guilty. Because you hear that saying a lot, like, oh, silence is an admission to guilt. Not always. Now, let me tell you why. To calm down. To me, arguing seems very abusive. Verbally abusive. It can get to that point. I hate it. Why would I want to bring that to my lady? My love, right? As a man, I know I have the power to not do that. So I won't do that. And I will do everything not to do that. So in order to not do that, I may be quiet, to calm the storm, to think about the next words that I'm going to say, to think about the next way I'm going to react to whatever we're arguing about. I'm going to breathe, exhale, inhale, because I hate to see men yell at their woman. Another reason why he may be quiet is because he's trying to figure out a way to diffuse the situation at hand, the issues at hand, by creating a solution. So sometimes if y'all going off and he's quiet, he's thinking a way to get a solution because he doesn't want to argue maybe. Maybe he's over this. Maybe he's fed up with being in this bad term with you right now. He wants to get this done. So what he's doing, creating a solution, right? How can we never get to this place again? How can we find a resolution to this? I want to get this done today because tomorrow's not promised. So there's multiple reasons why he may be quiet during the argument. Does not mean he's guilty. So don't automatically think he is just because of that, all right?
It's like I get on vested about that. I done told you about that.
Uh-oh.
No, I
Okay. Okay. Now, as I said before, remember that we have the donation event going on for the babies in the battered women and children's shelter. So if you want to donate Pampers, baby wipes, or bottles, no amount is too small or too large in order to make a big difference. So just contact me at the unspokenheart70@aol.com, or you can inbox me by DM either on TikTok, Instagram, or either Facebook. And remember next week's show to where the men will be back to bring it real and raw. A woman's happiness within life's position. Can a woman truly be happy in a single world without a man? And then following next Saturday, we will be talking about the unconditional vow. Can you still stay in love and married to the person through life, death, disabilities, or when they change the way their physical appearance is? Tune in and let's talk about it.
I can't wait for that.
I do want to say, I am grateful for the open mind. We have a lot of open mind women on here, especially in the comment area. I really truly appreciate y'all. That just shows that how much of a woman is when she grows to have an open mind in order to hear exactly and take responsibility for her part. Because just like this man spoke, a woman has a part and a man has a part. God made you a woman. There's a certain position that you're supposed to uphold in a relationship or a marriage. Just like that man, he's made the head for a reason. He is the foundation and the structure. He's supposed to keep everything together while she nurtures and she helps him to feel like he's the king of that castle. You can't be a queen if you ain't treating the king like he's supposed to be. And if that king is not happy, you're not a queen. And that's just my opinion. Now, let's go over look at this fool. Okay, Denise, your view on this video on this young man speaking.
Well, I thought he spoke some facts. It's straight up facts. I mean, the man is supposed to be the head, the leader of the household, and the woman is supposed to help support the man in the household. Unless the man don't know how to lead the household, then you need to find somebody else. But other than
Lord have mercy.
Couldn't leave well enough alone. Couldn't leave well enough alone. God damn. Tell her again. Play that for her again. Hold on. Listen to that again, Teresa. Hold on. Play that again. Okay, let's go again. Let's go.
Okay, anywho, I think the woman should follow suit behind her man, her husband, I hope. He's supposed to be the head of the household. His word is supposed to be the last word. You shouldn't be disrespecting him, calling him names, or even putting your hands on him, unless you want them back. You should be more submissive to him and not be so aggressive.
And see that when you go into submission, you're talking about a different level. Because I'm gonna say this day and time, I can't say women are forced in certain positions, but then I can also say they put themselves in that position, to want to carry on the man's role. But it also goes back to what a man allows. You got these single parents that these single mothers that get into relationships. And even though that man come in, you just want him to take care of bills and make love to you, but you feel like, oh, he shouldn't have to tell the kids nothing, or you can't say nothing. It doesn't work that way. There's a compromise, because at the end of the day, he's not a stepdaddy. He's a man that stepped up, and that's just the bottom line. So, before you come to my, oh, you're not my daddy. No, I'm a man that stepped up. Because where's your daddy?
The woman should support that.
Yeah, but you have some women that, they feel like they could just use men as just that, just as a fill-in for her position. And my thing is, there come a point in time that just like Mr. Ray Sorrell, a lot of people know him. He has his own podcast. I had a son, and he did something that was not suitable enough to be saying, okay, I'm a man. So when Ray sat there and he got on him and he read him the Book of Rights from a man's perspective, I sat back. He said, Spicy, I'm sorry. No, what you apologizing for? What are you're a man that's trying to put the man structure into another young man to help him. You're not saying nothing to hurt him. And see, that's a lot of women's, problem is that you don't want nobody to tell your kids nothing.
Mm.
And when you get that, but then when they get up and they get to disrespecting you and they doing certain things in society, you're like, well, I don't know what I went wrong. Because you didn't stand down. Let that man be a man in that child's life and stop trying to find ways to hurt him and allow him to put the structure into your kid's life that needs to be there, that a woman is not structured to do. Because you cannot, no matter what you try to do, you can put on your combat boots, you can sit up here and put on a man's suit. Okay? But at the end of the day, you cannot gear that little boy or that girl in the position that the man needs to put there.
Mm.
Amen.
Mm. Where?
So we're gonna go over to Keisha, and Keisha, what was what's your intake on that part of the
Well, I could hear bits and pieces, but what I want to say is, I think women have stepped away from their part, and yes, we all have parts, when they started getting higher paying jobs, when they started, becoming more single parents. When the song Independent, IED, when that song came out, that kind of gave us that kind of gave us the mind frame, because it's not taught anymore in homes. You're taught as a little girl, you don't need a man. Everything you can do without a man, and that's 100% not true, because God said that the man is at the head. Now, if he wanted us to be at the head, he would have, put us to sleep and then took Adam out of our side. But that's not how that works. So, with that being said, women have to know we're not to walk in front of the man or to walk behind the man. We are to walk beside the man, which is where God took that rib. He didn't take it out of his back or off his belly. He took it from the side. So women, we have to get out of that mind frame that we're better than a man because we make more money, or we drive a better car, or we have the higher paying job, because we can't society has it like that now, but I want a man at the head of my table. I want a man that is my thing. That's what my thing was. We don't have that anymore.
I want a man that's going to have structure in my home. If I don't want a man to where he's letting me take over everything, that I'm running everything, I'm making all the decisions. No, I want a man to go say, Spicy, no, we're not doing that today.
That's right. Sit down.
And my thing is that also, women get defense when a man gets fed up and he say, shut up. He cannot get through to you. So it comes to a point where he say, shut up. It's not that you're a child, but there comes a point where you need to be quiet. And you need to listen. Yes, we could give our opinion, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to that man, you need to allow him to do what he is structured to do. Now, yes, there are some men, their mindsets, which we like Mr. Jones said, there's a difference between a man and a male.
Pookies and Ray Rays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Know what you're dealing with. Now, if you want to sit up here and you want to deal with a little boy, then whatever as the outcome of that, that's what you get.
Exactly.
Hallelujah.
You want a man, you got to be able to be submissive. You got to be able to know when to stand down. You got to know when you need to be quiet and listen.
Shut up and be quiet.
Stop thinking that you got to always have the last word or always be on defense to where you think this man is attacking you.
That part right there.
Spicy, you know what this reminds me of? Even in the wild, when you have a lion and a lioness, the lioness will go out and get food. She takes care of the cubs. She does a lot, but the lion is the king of his tribe. And even when that lion, she will buck him a little bit, but when that lion opened his mouth and that roar comes out, she falls instantly into submission, because she already knows that she cannot take on the lion. He gives her the privilege to do her lioness things. But when it comes to things that pertain to the kingdom, then that lion, which it would be the male, is always in dominance. Not saying that they should be abusing us and stuff like that, but I think we're only going to find freedom on both sides when everybody, just comes into your part. It's not even knowing your place. It's just coming into part with your mate. You're, training if you're in a relationship and you heading for a marriage. all of that stuff has to fall in place, because if we're not together in a dating relationship, I don't want to marry you, and you probably don't want to marry me. So it's always signs you gotta pay
Yeah,
attention
and see,
to.
it's also that thing that some of these women need to understand too, is the fact that stop giving wifely duties to part-time men.
Yeah, that part.
Oh, girl.
Y'all sitting there, and then you wonder why you're in a relationship for 12 years. You're in a relationship for 12 years and 14 years and 14 years and not knowing, why won't he
Oh
marry
yeah.
you? Why should he
I
marry
can't
you
wait.
when you didn't already, he already got the wife benefits. He's getting every benefit from a wife that you're offering him.
Already.
And it doesn't make sense.
He got the bank account. He got everything. He acting like the husband. He is a pretend husband. And I have a lot of females say, well, I don't want to get married because it's just a piece of paper and we're fine the way we are. Giving a man, white husband that position. Women quit giving these men that position, and they not in it, because you're settling. That man need to put a ring on it.
She said everything correct.
You know, like I said, you know, when they get it misconstrued when you're dating. When you're dating, that's dating. Like one guy asked me, he's like, okay, when are you gonna cook for me? No, when are you gonna cook for me? Well, I'm not giving you a certain position that you haven't earned or we're not in. Like she said, you don't, unless you put a title to it, you don't get those privileges. And that's the problem. A lot of women say, well, I don't know why he won't marry me. Why I'm still in this position. Why are you still in that position? Because you placed yourself in position.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, like they say, a man know a woman that's wife material and that he want to bring home to mama.
Yeah.
Evidently, if you've been in this relationship for 10 or 12 years and he haven't put a ring on it, well, do you think that you're not the woman that he wants?
I like to say this. The thing with the generation and what's going on, that a lot of us have dropped the ball on.
Yeah.
Mothers are not teaching their daughters how to be wives. They're not. And you got some fathers not teaching their sons to be husband. And this is why when people, it just like a Twilight Zone, because they got everything all mixed up. You back in the old time, back then, my great grandma and grandma, they used to show the little girls, get them prepared for when they meet get a husband. They know how to, do their wifey duties, cooking and this and that. And the same thing with the men. This is why we got men versus women and all this nonsense and doing all this crazy stuff. And I sit here sometimes and I have to laugh at some of these people get on the social media and just say this world and relationships and everything from boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, it's all screwed up.
It is. It's crazy.
It's screwed up.
I need my 5
seconds. Age of all of these people too.
I have to say this though. You don't mind. Let me say this. Okay, I see that it says 50-50. I'm going to say just like this, and I hope y'all don't get offended by what I'm about to say. There is no such thing as 50-50 in a relationship. The husband is the head of the household. If you have a husband, a boyfriend is just a boyfriend. Husband is not a 50% relationship. He is the head of the household. There is no, because at the end of the day, what he says is it.
And see, that's the one thing a lot of women don't want to accept. I'm the dominant one. He don't get the last word. I get the last word.
He ain't my daddy.
That's not your position. That's not the position you're supposed to be in.
Nope.
But you know what?
I think I need to Bogart my way in here.
Go ahead.
So let Humphrey Bogart. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, I'm going to the church, the temple, and the mosque all at the same time.
It's not here.
If you don't come on here.
Listen here. No. I gave y'all. Give me man. Cause see, you gonna like man. I want to say I absolutely. First of all, when I seen the brother with the boonie, with the beanie, disguised as a kufi, I said, he on the Sirtal Mustaqim. For those that don't know, he is on the righteous path. I agree with everything that man said. I wish he would have went first, but I guess Spicy said she was going to save the best video for last because she sure hit me upside my head with that one. Oh, my God. I said, listen, this is the way to bring me back into recognition because look here. When the man was talking, I said, this man knows exactly what he's talking about. And that's the type of people I like to talk to. People that know exactly what they talking about. Don't come to me with no half-ass conversation. And then y'all come behind him and y'all sprinkle a little seasoning salt, a little pepper, a little butter, and a little oregano. I said, oh my God, we is finally cooking with the same shit. We finally got it. Because listen, it is our place as men not to go back and forth with no woman. What is wrong with you? Who raised you? Who is your daddy? Who raised you? I'm not going backwards.
See, Mr. Jones, I think that's a lot of the problem because if you do research behind some of these women that try to become the head and the dominant one, you have to question, was there a father in the home?
Mm-hmm. I ain't got to question it because these the same women that's talking about they the mother and the daddy on Father's Day. I ain't got to question it. I know who we talking about. We talking about scallywags. I know who we talking about.
I'm gonna tell you like I am not nobody's daddy. I'm only the mama. I am not the daddy. I can never fit those shoes. My feet are too small. I am only the mama, and I can only do mommyly duties.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
That's the way it's supposed to be, because that's why I tell people when they come and say, oh, happy Father's Day, Spicy. I'm not no man. I'm a woman. I'm a mother. But see, they feel like because you're a single mother, you had to play both parts. No, I didn't play both parts. Like I've explained to my son before, when he said, I just wish my dad was in my life the way he's supposed to be. Well, I can't be your dad. All I could tell you is by experience what you're supposed to do as a man. But actually to be a man and put that structure there and everything that a man's supposed to do, I can't do that. I'm a woman. A woman is placed in position for certain reasons in their life.
I want my time. I want my time. I want my time. I want my time.
Hold up. Just like I told my ex-husband when he gonna tell me, well, because she's a girl, it's for you to raise the daughter. No, as a father, you're supposed to tell her what kind of man to be attracted to, how to uphold herself. It ain't just my job; it's also your job. And this is where a lot of these, and you wonder why some of these girls fail later on, and they're looking for older men. Because they're not actually looking for somebody more mature. They're looking for that father figure because you was absent.
You have to be.
Mr. Jones, go ahead and talk. If you don't quit playing that
That's what I'm talking about. We must be cooking Thanksgiving dinner tonight. We got to be cooking Thanksgiving dinner tonight.
My ingredients already in the freezer. The only thing I got is the greens. I'm almost done. I got mine early.
Listen to me, fellas. If you ain't never heard the truth nowhere else, you just heard the truth tonight. Because listen here, I'm not going backwards and forward. I'm not being combative with no woman. I'm not convincing her of the man that I am by arguing that point. I'm not gonna do that. Listen here, I'm one of them niggas. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna say the word. I'm one of them niggas that I love on my woman, and I'm gonna appreciate her, and I'm gonna take care of her, and I'm gonna give her what I think I can afford to give her, and I'm going to try to make her as happy as I can by not making her unhappy.
But at the same time, she needs to be giving the same thing in return, because there's nothing wrong with giving no man no flower, just to show him how you appreciate him, how you love him. So that goes both ways. Like I said, cater to him as he caters to you. I don't have a problem with showing up to a man's job. Here's a rose. I just want to let you know I'm thinking about you.
Right?
It's about the man. What you say, Denise?
I'm giving flowers to my man.
Exactly. Like they
Send them
said,
to me, bring them to me. Listen here, have them for me when you get home. I don't care how we get them. Just understand that it's two things in a relationship that a man needs. When you trying all this other shit, that other stuff that we get in a relationship, that is bonus. A man only needs two things in a relationship. And I will say this until I die. Respect and appreciation.
Exactly.
If you will listen here, if I work at McDonald's and I come home and I bring you the whole McDonald's check, just appreciate the fact that I could have took that McDonald's check and bought whatever I wanted. But I bought it to you.
Exactly.
I bought it to you.
And that's my thing. You know, don't always feel like that he's supposed to do it either. That's the other thing. Well, that's what he's supposed to do. No, he didn't have to do it. All he has to do is, like the Bible said, is provide for his family. It says nowhere in the Bible where I gotta buy you diamond rings or I gotta buy you brand new designer clothes. He's doing that from his heart. And if you can't appreciate something from his heart, don't think he has to do it. That's what he's doing from his heart because he loves you. You know, and that's what a lot of people don't, you know, a lot of women take for granted that he's supposed to do it. No, he's not
don't know how to receive love.
Listen here.
They don't know how to receive love.
Exactly.
Listen here. I've understood in 45 years. Because I'm 45, I'll be 46 March 31st. If anybody want to send me a gift. But let's continue.
Oh, see, we're talking about March. Baby, come on here. This is Scorpio season. Don't try to barge
okay,
in.
Let's continue. Let's continue. Listen, you wouldn't have, listen.
You ain't finna take my shine, bro.
Listen, you wouldn't have another season without, you wouldn't have another season without the spring. So let's continue. As I was saying, in 45 years, I've discovered this to be true.
What?
I love me. And I love me so much that I want to include you into the love that I have for me so that I can share the love that I have for me with you, because I'm not going to mistreat me. Just give me the opportunity to treat you like I would treat myself. And if you're unhappy with the treatment that you get from me, that's because you're unhappy with the treatment that I would give to myself. And therefore, we don't need to be together. No way. You need to go and get your deal. I'm out of here.
And it's well said, you know, my thing is like, you know, before I said it, I just want to keep a reminder that, you know, in the wintertime with November Scorpio, you can put enough clothes on to keep warm, but you can't. Now, as I was finna say.
What?
You know, my thing is also with a man, you have, it goes on in what all you allow yourself to go through. If you allow that woman to mistreat you, if you allow that woman to belittle you, if you allow that woman to continue to cheat on you, you're asking for what the treatment you're getting. You have to know where you put your foot down and valuing yourself and loving yourself enough to say, I'm not dealing with that, period.
Spicy, you just said $1 million. So can I ask you a question? If you allow a woman to come into your life and mistreat you and mishandle you as a man, is that ultimately saying that you really don't even know what love is and don't love yourself?
Yeah. That could go both ways. That could go both ways. Because if you deal with it, you got to look at, okay, if I love myself enough, why would I put myself in position to deal with that? And then, like I said, when you love yourself, you can sit there and say, you know, I love myself enough than to allow myself to go through this. And that's just like I said when my exes try to come back. I love myself too much to go through those bruises again. I love myself too much to be cheated on again because I already know what you're about. I know what you're about. You already showed me what you had to offer. I'm not saying people can't change, but change for the next woman. I've already been that t-shirt here, the print that peeled off. I'm done.
That nigga got on a rest in peace t-shirt that don't even got nothing on it. Oh, let's keep going.
Damn.
Now we're gonna go over to Dwight because we sitting there so quietly on my jacket that I'm coming down to Austin, Texas.
No, I'm sitting here thinking about what I'm going to eat later. I mean, I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Now, as a man going through relationships like this, you know, what kind of word can you give out to women in order to allow them to adhere to what it is to have a successful relationship with a man?
I would say, you know, because I've been blessed to be on this earth for 57 years. Been through a lot, seen a lot, and
Wait. Hold on. You ain't just gonna walk past that like you ain't just say it. 57?
57.
Man, my hats off to you, brother. Definitely. I'm gonna put my own applause in there.
And then my thing is, if you go to his page and see how this sucker dance, you wouldn't think he was 57. He older than me, and I'm proud to say that. 'Cause I'll be 53 on Tuesday, but he still got 3 on me.
I do more than this dance now. I do the martial arts. I stay in shape.
Yes.
But it's just trying to live a clean life, you know.
When I grow up, I want to be just like you. Just know that.
Hey, you can do it, Mr. Jones. You can do it. But
You do
it.
Negative. I'm not accepting that. No.
Oh man, but I just, you know, my experience in life, you know, I mean, relationships, especially now, is just so hard that it's to the point where people, especially men, older men, I mean, some women too, they just don't want to be in a relationship no more. It's like the Twilight Zone. But the thing I can say is, if you get married, and these for the people that's getting married, let that man lead that man. That's what God made him for, to be the leader. Mm-hmm. Not saying that the man's gonna be right all the time, because men make mistakes, but just let him lead. You know how how it is. Where baby, we need to fix the commode. Well, let me fix it. No, I want to call a plumber. I say I can fix it. Let me try to fix it. You know, little things like that means a lot to a man. Let that man fix the car. I know all men don't know how to do it, but let them try anyway. It makes them feel good. Just let the man try stuff, and I promise you, lady, you let that man take the lead, cook him a good hot meal. Flowers okay, but we want hot good meal. Cook that man a good meal, and just let that man be the best that he can be. This man will show you love, unconditional love that you wouldn't believe in this love. Because a man would truly appreciate a woman that would just let him be the man. And yes, I'm telling you, it's the best feeling. You're going around bragging to your girlfriends that are single or can't keep a man. If y'all would just let that man lead and let that man just, you know, do what a man's supposed to do, he would treat you like nothing else on this planet. I'm telling you. Take it from an old man.
Good. Now, the last part I want to speak on is the fact that, because I'm a type of person, and a lot of people, I'm gonna tell you, even a person don't know your business, they try to make up stuff to make you look bad. I've been through that too. But I'm the type of person, I don't like people in my business. And I don't, if I didn't volunteer, don't try to assume it. But women that tell too much of their business with their relationship, when you get mad at that man, and you go back and you got to do this, even going on social media, because that's the one thing I despise. Is when you bring social media, people don't care about you. They just making mockery of you. Like, what they gonna do to solve it? What they gonna do? They gonna come rescue you? No. But, you know, what is your feeling, Denise? And then we'll go to Keisha, and then Dwight and Mr. Mack. What is your feeling on when you inviting people into your relationship?
How I feel about that? Don't do it, because most people don't have your best interest. They'll use that information against you. So first of all, they will. Especially if they want your man. They're going to definitely try to sabotage your relationship with that person and twist your words around and use that information to try to gain access into your relationship.
Okay, hold on just a minute. We got a call coming in.
Oh, look at that.
Thank you for calling in to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. Who have I the pleasure of speaking to?
Yes, hi, this is Danita. How you doing?
Danita, hi, baby.
It's a loud. It's something in the background.
Okay, are you looking at the show at the same time?
As I'm looking at this like that,
Yeah, you might want to cut the volume down some.
Oh, hold on. Bro, cut the volume down some. Just a little. Cut the volume down. Okay, that's nice. Okay. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's still loud, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to say something. I don't know, but right before my son passed away, Demari, he told me that he wanted his dad because his dad wasn't in his life as much as he should have been, and he was like, "Mom, I need my dad because I need to talk to him, and some things that I can't talk to you about, but I need him to, the God, talk to him and, let him know." So I was like, all right. I said, well, I could try and see where he at, because at the time he wasn't in a household. I was a single mother, single parent. He wasn't in a household when Demari got killed. He wasn't around when Demari got killed. We had to find him on the radio, and that kind of upset me because sometimes I just wish my kids could talk to their dad or anything like that. But now we try to get back into their lives, and back into their lives now, and trying to make up that time. But I told him, you lost that time with your kids because for the simple fact you want to be out there in the street while I'm working and doing what I have to do as a mother. There's so much a mother could do. I can't teach my son what I want, as a father could, but I taught my daughters because they was girls. And that's how I raised up into certain extent with my family. Because it's like a cycle. If you keep doing that cycle, it's going to keep going and going. And then it's going to end up, then all your relationships that you be in, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And you have to evaluate a lot of things in your life before you even think about a relationship, a friendship, or whatever. You have to evaluate. You have to evaluate that person too as well before you even step your foot into a relationship. And that's where I messed up at with my relationship that I had. I ain't never been married. Never. And as I look into other people's relationships, marriages or whatever, it makes me think like, nope, it ain't for me. That's why I'm still single. But I'll be mingling. But sometimes when you mingle, you get in other stuff too. You get in a whole lot of other stuff, just like a marriage, and it's no good.
It's real. That's real. And I appreciate you calling on that. My heart goes out to you. All of our hearts go out to you. It is hard being a single mother. That's one thing I can say. I've been in those shoes. I know what it's like to be a single mother. And, my thing was, I didn't keep my kids from their father. If anything, I tried to encourage them to be a part of their life. But the one that I was married to, he felt like because I divorced him, he divorced the kids. Now that I had 3 children by him, 2 are gone. All I begged him to do was just to be there for his daughter at least, and he couldn't even do that. But the thing is also they don't want to step up and take responsibility for what they have caused in these children's life, because it does traumatize them when you're not in position as a man.
Yep.
A man with a boy's mind.
And kids know what's going on in the household. They know what's going on. They see everything. I don't hide nothing from my kids, and I tell them, go talk to your dad if you can find them. But I did my part as a mother of raising them the best way that I can.
So in position, being that you've been single all this time,
Okay, you can put
you
money in
know,
that.
because we cannot say what God got planned for us. But if he do put that right
And
man
then
in
you
your
want to
life,
get up around that.
would you be able to open up and accept him into your life as your husband?
Yes, if he put me in the right path with a man, yes, I would love that. But until then, I'm still be where I'm at.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate you, and our prayers and our hearts
You're
go out to you.
welcome.
You have a beautiful day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, that was Miss Danita. Now, I know Mr. Mac. He knows Miss Danita personally. You know, hearing that. Hold up, just a second. You know, hearing that, Mac, from somebody that's a close friend of yours, and you know, you've been knowing her for a while because you know she was on our show before. You know, on a story with her son Damari. How does that make you feel?
Oh, don't be laughing at me. I'm still getting it in. I'm still here. Listen, we need to get the stereotype out of our minds of men.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna say this. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you in vision. All single mothers aren't bad mothers, aren't bad relationship partners, aren't bad people to deal with. It's just so happened that a small group of men has dealt with a small group of women, and now they are amplifying the position of every woman that has a child.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. There are some great women out here with children that have made mistakes, just like there are some great men out here with children that have made some mistakes in choosing the partner that they chose. And I wouldn't necessarily call it mistake. I would necessarily call it a learning experience. Because in order to learn, you gonna fumble the ball. And so what you're trying to tell me is that women that have fumbled the ball, none of them learn from fumbling the ball. And that is an absolute lie, because I would beg to differ with the statistics as the statistics show. Then half of y'all that's claiming that women fumble the ball and continue to fumble the ball that are single mothers, most of y'all mamas are women that fumble the ball then. If you want me to be honest. If you want me to say that all women fumble the ball that are single mothers, then that means your mama is included too. Most of
And
y'all.
see, my thing is, you know, that's not what we're saying. We're not saying that all women. We're saying some, because you do have, but I'm gonna say majority, because the way this generation is going, the relationship has been reconstructed. You know, the respect, the respect towards a man has been reconstructed.
But let me tell you something spicy.
On what they was allowed to do.
Let me tell you something spicy. Just because what they did is reconstructed, that don't mean that we wasn't there at construction, which means we wasn't there at the actual foundation and the actual building. So I know you can't tell me that Spicy is a bad woman to partner with because she's a single mother. You can't tell me that. And there's nobody on the planet that can tell me that. You can't tell me that Teresa, if she was single, that she would be a bad woman to partner with because she's a single mother. You see what I'm saying? I know I only surround myself with great women. So you can't tell me there ain't no great women that ain't out here that just so happen to be single mothers. It's just that you are attracted to the ratchet nothing ass bitches that are single mothers. And let me tell you this.
Thank you for saying that, because that's the main reason why I say being the magnet to the wrong one.
And let me
But you're gonna
tell
have to
you
come a
this.
point in life where you're gonna have to sit back, as I had to sit back and look at my life and look at the path with the women in our family. You're gonna have to sit back one day and look at what's going on wrong and want to. You gotta want this to change that path.
Hmm. Hey, listen here. I'm one of those people that changed the path and wanted to change the path, and so that for my mother wasn't a single mother, by the way. But let me tell you something. I have a lot of single mothers in my family. But let me tell you something. You will be out of your fucking mind to tell me that I think that all of those women, yeah, now do I think there's like a percentage of them? Yeah, about 3% of those women are bad mothers. But the rest of them, that 97% of them mother women, oh, they on their job. It's you that's the problem,
Mm.
fellas. And I'm going to say that, listen, I've been around great women and raised different kids and all of that. And I don't have no problem with a woman with kids. That's the thing. You have a problem with women with kids because you don't want to take care of nobody else's kids, or you don't want to be. Let me rewind that. Excuse me. You don't want to provide or take care of nobody else's kids because nobody provided and took care of you as a father. And that's where I'm going to end that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now back to the question, because I think Denise answered it already. We're gonna go over to Dwight, then Keisha, and then Mr. Jones. Your feeling on inviting people into your relationship, meaning that even
Mm.
running to your family about your man, running to social media. What is your perception and your feeling on that?
You keep people out your business. That's the problem. And I'm gonna put it like this about mentioning the names. It was at least 3 or 4 women that I know personally that was on Facebook pitting out here. I'm about to get married. We about to get married soon, and guess what? It never happened. For some reason, it got messy, and the marriage never happened. And I always tell people, why do you feel like you have to broadcast who you with, what you doing all the time? And then you have dirty-handed other people that are already upset because they don't have anybody or they want who you have,
That part.
and then they'll just mess it up, and then y'all break up. And
Yeah.
they mission. That's why I said sometimes, like I always say, shut up. Keep stuff to yourself. Quit
Mm-hmm.
going around with, ooh, look at me, look at me. You ain't gotta say nothing. Keep that between you and that person that you involved with. And then if y'all decide to jump the broom, then they can look at your pictures and stuff and your honeymoon when you get back. But until then, shut up and keep that stuff to yourself. That means family, friends, whoever. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, because people wish bad on your relationships.
Most definitely.
Exactly, exactly.
I would just say the same thing. Keep your business to yourself. Um, we all want to share. We all want to, you know, I guess everybody to be happy for us. But the thing is, a lot of people are not going to be happy for you. I've had some experiences. I've had some experiences where, I shared information that maybe I shouldn't have shared, and it actually turned around and bit me in the behind. So no one, not one friend, associate that I don't have a desire to have none of they men because they're not my type.
Mm.
Um, I don't want them. So I have a best friend. I call her husband my brother. There's nothing that I want from that man. My other friend, she has a husband. There's nothing that I want from that man. But not everybody thinks like that. I
Mm-hmm.
cherish my friends. If you my sister, you my friend, I cherish you and your family. But not all women think that way. Some women want to wait till you down. Because see, we as women, we want to go share what happened in the bedroom, and we want to share, where he taking us and how he treating us. For then another woman, ooh, he can do all that in the bedroom. Okay, well, let me see what it's about. And next thing your best friend or even your sister, whatever, is trying to get your man in the bed with him. So if it's not, I hate to say it this way, shallow conversation. Shallow conversation. Keep your business your business. That's it. So just keep your business your business, and that way nobody will have a window to even look in. So you will never have to say, "Oh, she took my man," or she trying to get with my man. But if you keep your mouth closed and just go let the day be the day, you will be all right. So I don't tell nobody my business. I can be in a relationship and nobody would even know because it's nobody's business.
Exactly, exactly.
Exactly.
And that was well
That was
put.
well.
And I can relate to that because I mean, people if they so much into your business don't respect your grown or the boundaries, they tend to make up stuff and assume for other people to believe that okay, that's what that person is. But then when that person finds out, they're like, you said this person does this and they do that. I don't see none of that. At the end of the day, you make yourself look bad.
Mm-hmm.
You don't make that person look bad. That's why I say I stay quiet. I ain't got to justify nothing. I ain't got to validate nothing. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, you don't. Believe what you want to believe. That's just my thing on it. And on that note, we appreciate y'all coming out. Please do not forget next week when we have the grown men talking back in here to bring it raw to you. A woman's happiness within life's position. And then following on that next Saturday, the the unconditional vow. These are two topics that we really cannot wait to discuss. So we're gonna let Mr. Jones lead us out with a word of nutrition.
Ain't that something? Well, let me give it to you. So I'm gonna piggyback. You would have thought that me and Keisha was one and the same on certain topics. And I tell my people this all the time. The police told me at a young age, son, you have the right to remain silent. And I exercised that right years later. Listen, it's not your business who I love. It's not your business who I like. It's not your business who I'm taking care of. Because guess what? If it's your business, then it becomes your business to take care of them like I take care of them. And so if it's not your business, why are we discussing what I love and what I like and what I take care of? When I tell you this, I tell you this from the bottom of my heart. When you love hard. Never let no person say, okay, well, this person treated me this way, so I'm going to treat this person that way because I've been through this with that person. Never, ever fold to that. Always love hard, because when you loving hard, you loving yourself hard. And when you love yourself hard, God gonna love you 10 times greater, and he gonna bring 10 times greater things in your life. He's proven it time and time and time and time again. I promise you, we all worship God in different ways, but it's only one. And the God that made us all loves us all. And he gave love to us as a gift. I promise you that.
Amen.